and welcome to a brand new season of Millennial TeaV and a brand new season of The Hills. We are now venturing into season 2, and I am so excited to get started. We are your hosts, Candace, Liz, and Adrienne, and if you're new here, you have some catching up to do because we've already covered all of Laguna Beach season 1 through 3, and last season we recapped The Hills season 1. So if you haven't listened to us before, now is your chance to binge. Before we get into it today, I just want to remind you guys to please give us a follow on YouTube and Instagram for special extras, videos, and content. Instagram is truly where our party is at, so definitely give us a follow. And you can check us out there at Millennial TeaV, and on YouTube, we are Millennial TeaV Podcast. Today, we are recapping The Hills Season 2, Episode 1, Out with the Old. And I promised you guys I would do a headband for every episode of Season 2 that we film. So this is my little yellow knot headband.
I love it.
That matches my yellow shirt today.
Honestly, okay, for everyone listening too, Candace is in all yellow. Liz is in like a bright pink shirt, and it's giving me Powerpuff Girls vibe. And I freaking missed the mark, and I didn't wear green, and I feel like such a fool.
Listen, there isn't a yellow Powerpuff Girl though, so it's okay.
That's true. But Bubbles has like blonde hair. That's what I think about.
I feel like a banana right now. I didn't initially. So I wore this shirt because when it's really comfy, it's from Amazon. It's like a slouchy, like loungy shirt. And then I was like, well, what headband am I going to wear? And then I saw my yellow one. And I was like, you know what? We're just going to do it. We're just going to do the whole. I know. We're going to do the whole thing. We're going to go banana. It's going to be good.
I love it.
But yeah, I feel like I look like a banana.
No.
Anyways, so before we start, I wanted to ask you guys how you feel about starting season 2.
I feel like I'm dreading Spencer because I feel like once he comes on the show, he just like changes everything.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that this is like, you know, Heidi and Lauren's relationship going downhill. So I'm not looking forward to it, but I can't wait to see. And like, because I can't remember what happens in season 2. I just know all this stuff happens, but I can't remember exactly what happens.
Mm-hmm. I was actually shocked that we saw Spencer so soon for some reason.
Yeah,
I was like, wait, and they're like already together. It was like I was like, it was odd. Yeah. And then the other thing that I felt, it is so much. We're already getting fake scenes. And I'm like, the fresh, like, real feel of it is starting to, like, you know, and like back then I didn't know because I'm like, everything is real. They're not trying to trick me in any way. And now that I know, I'm like, oh,
you can
it's
tell.
Starting.
Yeah.
It's starting.
Yeah.
And I noticed so many voiceovers this episode, and I was just like, I know. I'm like, now it's happening. The veil is lifting. But Liz, how do you feel about season 2?
Yeah, I'm excited because I feel like I don't remember a lot of exactly what happens this season or like the order that things happen in. So I'm sure it'll all like start coming back as we get into it, but I'm excited to, I feel like I'm starting it with a fresh mindset.
I feel like, boy, were these girls busy over the summer because we jumped right in to craziness.
Yeah.
So Lauren tells us on the Previously On that last season, her first year in LA was full of surprises. A new city, a new job, new friends, and of course, Jason, who isn't new at all. She says that they were all looking forward to a great summer, but she decided not to take the internship in Paris, which we know because we all cried tears. Which meant that Whitney got to go instead, and Audrina landed a new job at Epic Records.
So cool.
Yeah.
Like Audrina just jumps from like one cool place to another.
I didn't even realize it was Epic though. Like I don't know why I didn't realize that she was working at like that legit of a record company, but that's super cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I thought she had worked at Coyote way longer. Like I thought she was there. Like yeah. So cool though. I would definitely be the receptionist at Epic Records. That's cool. And Heidi got promoted at Bolt House, and now she works at LA's hottest club area. which is a new club that is opening.
Okay, we should have known back then that this was fake because Heidi got promoted.
I know.
After doing a horrible job in season 1. Come on, y'all.
I know. So that was where she met her boyfriend, Spencer. But she was also about to find out that her boyfriend was also seeing Audrina. Okay, who totally forgot that this was a storyline?
I know, I did, yeah.
I did, and I was like, wait a minute, what?
Guys! This was why they had such bad beef in the beginning.
I know,
right.
but for some reason, I think I blocked out any point in time where Audrina and Heidi, weren't, when they weren't all friends. I don't know what's wrong with me, but again, I've waited to do my rewatch for this specific podcast, so, I think I'm literally losing my touch because I was like, what? That's crazy. But then everything started coming back as I watched the episode. But as for Lauren, her plans were to spend the summer with Jason in Malibu, but things quickly went from bad to worse, and finally, they broke up, which is something that we just didn't see coming at all. I'm so surprised by that.
I
know. That shot of them cuddling on the beach chair, they're not cuddling, sitting next to each other. It was so sad and awkward.
It looked like a miserable summer.
Could you not look happier, Lauren? You chose him over Paris.
It looked like a miserable summer. I'm this poor girl. But I do remember being actually surprised when I watched it, as it aired. You see the toxic relationship, but I still didn't, she picked him over Paris.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? I'm that has to mean something, but of course it doesn't. And then I was also shocked that we didn't see why they broke up. We didn't see the disintegration because it was over the break. So I was like, wow, really? We're just breaking up with Jason in the first, that's insane to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish so badly that we had seen a couple of fights.
Me too.
Just one or two.
But anything.
Yeah. The first scene is Lauren and Jason, and we see Lauren pull up to Jason's apartment in her BMW, and she's returning some of his things, including golf clubs, which Jason is really excited about. And he's talking to her, but she seems less than thrilled and isn't really responding. And he grabs something out of her car, and she says, "That's mine." And he's jokingly is like, "You're mine." And Lauren
did he say that?
Yeah.
I did not hear that.
Wow.
Yeah, she says, "That's mine." And he goes, "You're mine."
Why
Yeah.
did he say that?
No, I thought he made some other dumb joke.
I think it was a visceral, not a visceral reaction, just an automatic response, because I do that. When somebody's like, whatever, I want pizza, your pizza. I just, I'm that person.
Not in this situation,
I know,
though.
But I think maybe that's what happened. He just said it and then was like, oh, maybe I should have said that.
Maybe.
It's like when you say your mom and you're like, oh wait, maybe that person's mom isn't around anymore, or you know what I mean?
Right.
You just don't think about it. It just happened.
Mm-hmm.
He was really in a good, not in a good mood, but he wasn't upset in this scene, which was very different from how down and upset Lauren looked.
I know.
Jason was
I'm
just it's okay, everything's okay, we're still gonna be friends.
Because I think he was rolling.
Okay, I did see a look in his eye that I was is he? Yeah. But I wasn't sure.
I think he was. Okay, I don't like to accuse people, but I think that he was. And if you rewatch the scene, you'll see why. But I think he was.
That would make sense, because I was like, why is he acting so chipper? He was everything's great. Yeah. Man, you're totally right.
Peoples. But yeah, and just the way that he's acting, I'm just like, yeah, there's something going on here. And Lauren is so sad, and I think that has a lot to do with it, honestly.
Yeah.
And so Jason asks her, what am I supposed to do with all this stuff? And Lauren says that she's sorry, but she didn't want to be dropping his things off on the curb. And she's crying and sniffling, and Jason tells her to stop, and he tells her to come here, and he pulls her close, but she pushes him away and kind of shakes her head, and Jason's like, are you still going to be my buddy? And Lauren says, I can't be a normal buddy, though. It doesn't work. And Jason is like, why? And Lauren says, because it's you, which breaks my heart for her.
Heartbreaking.
Mm-hmm.
So awful. And then she tells him, I don't want you out of my life. I don't want to be no, I'm never talking to you again, but I can't be normal with you. I want to, but I can't, which is if you've ever been through a breakup, you completely understand what that feels like. And she says it later in the episode, but it is like losing your best friend.
Oh, yeah.
You spend so much time with that person. So
It is
it's
your
like,
best friend.
yeah,
It is.
yeah. So that's really hard. And I always feel bad for her during this because I know, like, she didn't want to break up with him. You know what I mean? Like, she wanted things to work out, but, like, knew that it just wasn't gonna happen.
Right.
Which is the worst. So Jason tells her that it's not that easy to just not see her. And Lauren says, but it is harder to see him. She kind of just shrugs and wipes her tears and says, it just is. So Jason hugs her and she says that she's sorry and then gets in her car and drives away. Just definitely not what I thought season 2 was going to be.
What a great opener, though. I'm like,
my
damn,
gosh.
like we are
Yeah.
starting off strong. We're really like wrapping up Laguna Beach, wrapping up everything we knew in season 1. And it's like, boom, season 2 is here.
But can we talk about the fact that Lauren looks beautiful in this scene, even though she's
Oh my
like
gosh.
I was gonna
sobbing.
say, she looks so different.
She's like sobbing, but her hair is like perfect. She's wearing like the cutest outfit. Like that's how I want to go to meet my ex.
Well, I'm like, they look like they're going to a funeral because she's in all black and her hair changed dramatically from season 1. Like every season, I feel like she changes up her look. And there's a huge shift from her being like that girl that drove from Laguna arriving at the villas with that like bleach blonde hair to her looking like this now. Very different style. But Jason's also wearing black. I don't know if they coordinated this, if they both felt like it was a sad day. But the other part that I thought was hilarious was that she brought all his stuff out in like trash bags.
Yes, I loved that.
And here's the other thing about Lauren's hair. She gave herself more of a side bang versus like her straight part, which I think makes her look like more mature. And she's going with like wavy hair instead of like that bone straight like look she was going for last season. So I think that's what makes it look like more mature.
She looks older though now than 21.
She does. Yeah. Absolutely.
All of a sudden. But it does make her look, it ages her a little bit.
It does.
I have one more thing to say. Damn, that last shot of Jason as he like turns and looks at her, he looks so fucking hot. I cannot. I never said that in season 1. I was like, whatever, Jason. But when I saw that, I'm
good.
Like,
no, he looks good. He looks good in that scene.
And then I'm like, he also looks again like he's a good 35.
I know. I know.
A real 35.
Yes. Yeah.
I know, you're so right. He does look good in that scene, though. I did think that. I was like,
really
they both look really good. So then we're at Bolt House, good old Bolt House, and Brent is explaining to everyone that they're doing an old Hollywood-style opening for a new club, but that they are way behind. And he tells Heidi that she will be working hostess and that they have a lot of work to do, so don't bug him. And then we see Audrina at her new job at Epic, and she rings Heidi at Bolt House, but Heidi sends her to voicemail. And Audrina leaves Heidi a message saying she's not sure what's going on or if Heidi is mad at her, but to call her back whenever she gets the message. And I went, wait a minute. We're already not talking?
That was so fast.
So fast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like we were best friends last season. We were talking about all the boys we were going to date. Like what is happening?
Single friends partying in the city. I feel like that forms the strongest bonds, you know,
Yeah,
when you
totally.
and like your friends are all single together.
Yeah.
So I wonder what happened.
And Heidi is like so like, I hate her. Like
Yeah.
it's so bizarre. But yeah, when Audrina was like ringing Heidi, I totally expected them to have like a normal like, hey, what are you doing? Let's go out tonight, like from season 1.
Yeah. And
I was like, oh my God, she just entered a voicemail. Like again, something is wrong with me. I'm losing my touch. I'm forgetting what's happening in these episodes. I was genuinely like, wait a minute. Here. I'm supposed to be giving the people the tea that they want, and I can't even remember what happened. I am fully disappointing you guys here, but I don't know. Maybe we'll have Audrina on, and she'll give you tea. Or Spencer. Or Heidi. Who knows? The world is our oyster. So then we're at Teen Vogue, and we are back in the closet with Lauren and Whitney. And Lauren asks Whitney how her summer was, and Whitney starts to tell her all about Paris, and she talks about couture dresses and fashion shows and a photo shoot she worked on. And Lauren is just kind of looking like, God, I screwed up.
Seriously.
And Whitney, after all that, is like, how was your summer? Did you get the beach house with Jason? And Lauren's like, yeah, but not for that long. And Whitney's like, yeah, I know that you and Jason broke up, but I don't know what happened.
I wonder how long they really did stay in that beach house, because the summer is what, 3 months?
Yeah.
4 months?
I know.
So they
Probably
must have
3
stayed
months.
there like what, a month before
Yeah,
things got
probably.
really bad?
Probably.
Yeah.
And that means it was probably bad from like the beginning, because at first you try to, you know what I mean? First you try to like make it work.
Yeah.
Totally.
But yeah, I think the issue, and like, I don't know, because I wasn't there, but I think the issue was once they were living together, substance abuse became more apparent. When you're living with somebody, it's like you can't avoid it. And
Yeah.
I think she was just like, whoa, this is like all the time, not just like when you're having a
When
good
you go
time.
out.
Right.
Yeah.
And I
Right.
think that changed things a lot. So
I just have to say, last season, we put up a post on Reddit showing all of Lauren's headbands, and you guys in the comments were roasting Lauren for like having oily hair and wearing headbands to cover that. And in this scene, I could not stop staring at Lauren's oily hair. I was like, oh my gosh, oily hair. Now I can't unsee
she's going
it.
through a breakup. You
Give
guys
her a
have to
break.
give her a break.
Yeah.
She's going through a breakup, okay?
Well, she was just beautiful in that scene.
She was.
She
She
was.
was. She knew she had to look good to see her ex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Lauren tells her that they just kept fighting every single day, and it was the same fights, and they both knew that they were going to break up. And Whitney asks her if she's okay now, and Lauren gives the saddest little shrug. Like she's not really okay, and it breaks my heart. I feel so bad for her this episode. I'm like,
oh, it's awful. Yeah.
it's awful. Like I was almost crying with her later on in the episode. So Lauren asks Whitney if she's seen Lisa yet, and Whitney says briefly, but they haven't had a chance to sit down or talk. And then Lauren says that she hasn't talked to her since the Paris thing. So they then get a call to go into Lisa's office, and Lisa asks them if they're back in school, and Whitney says that she's been back in school for a month. Okay, overachiever. And Lauren says she starts really soon, and she asks how the summer was, and Whitney's like, summer was great, Paris was amazing, she met
Wait, you gotta do that. Summer was great. Paris is
was
amazing.
I know.
Paris was amazing.
Don't forget.
Paris was amazing.
Yeah.
And she says she met Fiona, and she showed her Coco Chanel's apartment. And Lauren's sitting there like,
so awkward.
just plastered smile, like nodding. She's like hating
Yeah.
herself. And so Lisa tells her it was a great choice of hers to make to go to Paris, and asks her if she'd be interested in going next summer. And Whitney's like, definitely. And Lisa says, we'll definitely have a conversation to discuss that later. And then Lisa turns to Lauren and goes, Lauren didn't go to Paris.
I know. I wonder if they put her up to that.
Oh my God,
What
yes. Oh
made
my God,
her say
yes.
that?
So
This was not,
mean.
I feel like this was not as big of a deal as they make it seem.
But do we think that Lisa thought that Lauren was like, like stupid for not taking that opportunity, and
Probably.
she wanted to
Oh,
dig
yeah.
at her?
Really rub
I
it
don't
in,
think she
yeah.
really cared,
Yeah.
though. I think that MTV was like, make it really apparent that she
Say
didn't
it.
go to Paris.
Say
Yeah.
it.
And Lauren's sitting there like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and then she says, she's always going to be known as the girl who didn't go to Paris. Do you regret that decision?
Oh my gosh.
And Lauren just nods and shrugs because, like, what's she supposed to say? And then, to make matters worse, Lisa says, how was your summer at the beach with your boyfriend? Did that work out for you?
So bad. Why did she
So
say that?
bad.
Oh.
Lisa has such a cold like naturally cold like way of speaking.
Yeah.
So this made it so bad. Like I was like, damn, Lisa.
I know.
Where'd this come from?
It's like brutal. Like Lauren didn't go to Paris.
I know. Poor girl didn't say a single thing.
Did that work out for you? Like, it's so mean girl, like, but she's not trying, like, she comes off like a boss, you know what I mean? But, like, it so sounds like a mean girl statement. Like, that's just mean.
Oh, yeah.
You could have just been like, I know you made a different choice. How was your summer?
Okay.
Yes.
Which is why I think it was mean.
Yeah, I think it was mean, too.
It was intentionally
for sure.
mean. Yeah. She's like, you dumbass, you should have gone to Paris.
And Whitney could have been like, yeah, Paris was great.
Yeah.
You know, instead of like digging it deeper.
But guys, her boss asked her the question. She's got to tell her how great it was.
I know.
Screw Lauren.
I know.
You decided to stay here in Malibu with your boyfriend.
She's like, I went to Coco Chanel's apartment. It was great. Let me go again next summer. Like, she was like, not... This dumb bitch turned it down.
Yeah, exactly.
So when Lisa asks her if it worked out, Lauren just, like, shakes her head. Like, no, it didn't. And then she doesn't elaborate at all, which means, like, I feel like she was, like, trying not to cry.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel bad for her. So
Poor Lauren. Then
we hear a clear voiceover of Lauren saying, today was such a hard day. I'm so overhearing about Paris and Jason. So then we see Lauren and Heidi in Heidi's room, and Lauren is crying, and Heidi tells her that every day it's going to get a little bit better. And Lauren says, the sentence that literally made my heart break into 1,000 pieces. It's so frustrating because she broke up with him because she was sad of crying every day. Like, she didn't want to cry anymore. And then she says, I was crying because we were fighting. And now I'm crying because he's not here to make me stop. My heart. And like the way her voice breaks, like, and she just loses it.
It was
like
real.
Yeah.
Like she was like deep in it.
Yes.
So.
And like that is what that feels like. Like you no longer have your comfort person. You know they're not good for you, but you still want them because they're your comfort person. Mm-hmm. And it sucks. Ugh, poor girl. And she says, he was like my best friend. And it's like losing your best friend. I don't know how you could be best friends with Jason, but he doesn't talk much, you know? But
not even after everyone said he was so smart and nice.
He's way smarter than we think he is.
Yeah. Sober, okay?
I'll rephrase that. I don't understand how anybody could be best friends with Jason while he was in the addiction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I love this scene, though, because you can see that, like, Heidi is hurting for her, too. Like, and that's true best friendship. You feel your friend's pain. And Heidi tells her the sweetest thing, which is that the best part of Jason was Lauren, and that there's so many guys who think she's the most amazing thing in the entire world. And she says, I've had so many guys ask, is she single yet? And Lauren says, I hate being single. I'm not good at it.
Okay. Heidi's response to Lauren was the thing that made me almost like cry because that was so sweet.
Oh,
that's
so
such
good.
a nice thing to say.
I know. The best part of Jason was you. That is so sweet.
Yeah,
I know.
That's so nice.
I know. And then it makes you think like, yeah, okay, I am the best part. I was the best part of him, and so I can do this. You know what I mean? Like I can pick myself up and do this. And I love that she says there's so many guys who think you're the most amazing thing in the entire world.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is what everybody needs to hear when they're in the midst of a breakup.
Yes.
So sweet.
Yeah.
Go, Heidi.
Go,
She's
Heidi.
A good friend.
Ugh.
You guys, here we are.
Here we are.
Oh, no.
Our first scene with Spencer Pratt. There he is in all his glory. So we can already tell he's a douchebag because he's using valet parking.
This is so funny.
Yes.
Is that what you guys think?
Yeah. I automatically was like, ew,
rich.
douchebag. Mostly because he's like, do I just give you the keys, dude? Like,
I know.
oh.
He was so douchey about the whole thing.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, okay, great. So we're at Don Antonio's, which is apparently Spencer's like favorite restaurant in LA. And he tells her, get ready for the best Mexican food you've ever had in your life. And now I'm like, oh, I love Mexican food. So now I need to go to Don Antonio's and test Spencer and see if he's telling the truth.
Mm-hmm.
So my LA trip, I'll be at Don Antonio's.
Yes, yeah.
I seriously, no, like I could eat Mexican food every day for the rest of my life and be totally happy. I love Mexican food, like real authentic Mexican food.
Yeah.
Like not Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Like, amazing.
You know, when they were walking to the table, his jeans are so low and he has on like a like chain like for his wallet or whatever. I was like, this is so weird to see them dress like this because now they're like moms and dads and they totally don't dress like this. But I was like, also very douchey.
Yes.
Also very
the
badly
chain on the
styled.
wallet.
From the second he's on screen, it's just douche.
Yes. And his voice.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll get to that, but oh my God. Why does he sound like that?
There is a Spencer steak on the menu, and Spencer tells her that it's named after him.
Okay, when you go to LA and eat at Don Antonio's, you must order the Spencer.
Must get the Spencer steak.
Yes.
And I'll ask them if they know Spencer.
Yes.
Be like, does Spencer Pratt still come here? He said it's his favorite restaurant. They probably have his picture up on the wall somewhere.
Probably like signed or like a photo of him with the chef or something.
So Spencer asks if she's excited about the area grand opening and asks her, how do you call that work? Which I agree. How do you call that work? I want to go party.
Okay, but
we know. I know
she's not partying.
I know.
Yeah.
From last season, we know that she doesn't actually get to party.
Yeah,
right.
Which is a big problem. So Heidi says that it's so fun and that everyone is going to be there Thursday night. And Spencer is like, Audrina's not going to be there, is she? And Heidi's like, all the people I work with don't like her. And says that Audrina used to say, oh, Heidi doesn't like me because I'm hanging out with Spencer. And Spencer says he didn't hang out with her this summer. And Heidi asks if she was hitting on him. And Spencer's like, no, it was friends vibes. And Heidi's like, that's so weird. Spencer then says he couldn't be happier right now with Heidi Montag in his favorite restaurant in the world. And I was like, Spencer is still a sleazeball. And I'm trying desperately to stay open-minded.
Dude, we didn't even know what like gaslighting was at that time, but like he was a gaslighter from the start.
Oh my gosh.
I just have to ask you guys, did you ever think Spencer was cute?
No.
I didn't either. I didn't understand.
No.
I didn't really understand the appeal, to be honest. Like, there were way hotter guys on the show. Brian was hotter.
Gosh, yeah.
Jordan was hotter. And I'm not attracted to Jordan in that way.
For sure.
But Jordan was definitely hotter. And I'm like, Spencer has this hold on her, but he's like nuts.
You know what that is, though? That's like spirit mates. That's soulmates finding themselves together in this world, which is so scary. Like, you know, you don't believe stuff like this, but I feel like watching the both of them, they have been on the same like wavelength since the beginning.
You know what? Kudos to them. They've stayed together this long, and like, I mean, nobody saw that coming.
Totally.
No, not at all.
So I mean, good for them, and their little boys are so cute, and they have like a really great life, and so like, good for them. I'm totally happy for them. I just didn't see it.
Also, okay, let's talk about Spencer's voice. How do we even, what is it, like medium pitch for a guy? Because it's not high, but it's not like low.
Yeah, it's like medium.
But there's also like a vocal fry, like it's like, you know, like a male, like Kardashian kind of speak. Like it's really weird, but all of that, yes, packaged together, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
Sleazeball.
It's
greaseball.
It just gives greaseball. And Heidi's just got like stars in her eyes. Like she is
Yes.
so I know. And I'm just like, I don't get it, but like, good for you.
Because he's rich, right? And he's got like, wasn't he on Princess of Malibu before this?
Yeah, he was on something
with Brody.
With Brody.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I feel like because Heidi was such like a star chaser at the time, like that definitely meant like held some weight for
she was
her.
attracted to that.
Yeah.
And I guess the atmosphere he was in probably made him hotter. You know what I mean? Like seeing him out at clubs, like with table service and like, you know, like
And
that
other
can make
hot
and you're
girls
drunk
around him.
and like that can make a guy hotter in your eyes. You know what I mean?
But you wake up the next day.
I know. I'm just trying to give her the benefit of the doubt.
I know.
So then we see Heidi and Spencer heading home and a voiceover of Heidi saying, "Thanks for the flowers, Spencer." And Spencer is like, "Are you going to stay over?" And she's like, "Yeah." So I guess they're hooking up now. So back at the villas, we see Lauren sitting on the couch and texting on her sidekick. I think it's a sidekick. And so Heidi walks in and they say good morning, and Lauren asks her if she had fun with Spencer last night. And Heidi says that he's getting more and more affectionate and that he used to introduce Heidi as his friend but keep talking to other girls, and now he'll start hiding behind her in a cute way and then run to her and say, "This is Heidi."
That didn't make any sense.
I know.
To me.
I'm
like, if he's hiding behind you, then who is he saying this is Heidi to? You know?
I was like really confused, and I think Lauren was too, because the look on her face was like, "Huh?"
Okay.
I know. I think she's just so into him that like anything he does is like amazing.
So cute.
Yeah. But I want to just point out that this is the first mention of Pinkberry because Lauren is eating Pinkberry, and Pinkberry had such a moment in the 2000s. I love Pinkberry, but it is such an acquired taste.
What's it taste like?
Really? You think so?
It's tart yogurt.
Because I've loved it from the start. And even still going there now, I only get the original flavor still. Yeah. It's the best.
I love the original flavor with strawberries and chocolate chips. Amazing. But I took my dad once and he was like so thrown off by the tart.
That's so funny.
And he was like, "This is disgusting." And I was like, "It's amazing."
It's so good.
But yeah, I haven't had Pinkberry in a really long time, and this made me really want Pinkberry.
Oh my gosh. There's one mall out here by us that has one, and they're all over the city, but there's not any near us. But there's one mall. It's like 20 minutes away, and anytime we go to that mall, I'm like, we have to get Pinkberry because it's like the only mall around that has it.
I love Pinkberry.
Oh, it's so good.
It was like the place where all celebrities went and all their photos would be plastered all over. I don't think we ever had any in Canada, at least not in Vancouver. So I always watched these shows being like, God, I want a Pinkberry so bad.
So yeah, if you've never had Pinkberry, it is tart yogurt flavor. Like it's very... Like, it's different. It's not like your normal frozen yogurt.
It's hard to explain,
yeah. What's the closest fruit that it, like, tastes like?
It doesn't taste like fruit. It kind of...
Not a fruit, yeah.
Like, it almost tastes sour, but that's not the right way to describe it.
No. Yeah, it's still sweet. Like, it has a sweet taste to it.
But it's just tart.
Yeah, tart, yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Like, if you've never had, like a tart yogurt or something, like, I think, like, tart mango or something, like, it's like that, but not the fruit flavor. If that makes sense
sweet,
at all.
but like a kick.
Yeah. Kind of like how, like, kombucha has, like, a weird taste to it.
It's definitely not normal yogurt, but it's really good. And
it's so good.
Who doesn't want to eat yogurt from some place called Pinkberry?
We have a Menchie's here, if you guys have Menchie's in the States, which is similar, I guess. But, like, Pinkberry was always the coolest. Okay?
Yeah.
I had a friend who used to call it crackberry.
Yes.
He was like, the yogurt flavor is like crack.
We used to laugh because my hometown had 50 frozen yogurt places. Like, I swear to God. It was like, I Love Yogurt, Yogurt Land, Golden Spoon, freaking Pinkberry. Yeah, there's so many. And so we would be like, let's get yogurt. Where? Like, there's 50 places you could get. Oh, Yummy Yogurt. That was also a thing. So, yeah, if you're from the Bay Area, you know what I'm talking about. There's legitimately 50 frozen yogurt places within, like, a 5-mile radius. So
there's a lot. And it's like a California thing. I don't know, man.
It got really popular. Yeah. Oh, I Heart Yogurt was another one that was actually different than I Love Yogurt.
Don't get them mixed up.
Don't get them confused.
Very different.
So Lauren says, "Oh, Spencer loves you." And I don't know where she gets that from that conversation, but we're going to let it slide. And so then now we're actually at Pinkberry. which is wonderful because it made me literally want to go get pinkberry, but we don't have one in Pennsylvania, so well, not where I am anyway. We see Audrina and Spencer eating pinkberry, and Spencer brought Audrina flowers. Do you bring your friends flowers? No, you don't.
I don't think so.
3 individual roses, too.
Yeah.
Not
and for
just any
somebody
flower,
who didn't hang out with
roses.
her all summer, they seem awfully chummy.
Audrina's wearing the ugliest outfit, though, if this is a date. Or
It
like,
is.
You know,
And it looks like she
whatever it is.
hasn't washed her hair in 90 years.
Yeah, okay. She has on like capris, which we've already talked about. It was a moment in time, very ugly. And they were like neutral with like, what's that pattern called? Like,
Isn't it just plaid?
plaid. Forgot
Plaid.
that word. Plaid. And she's got like matching headband. That's like covering unwashed hair for 5 days or something like that. Like she looked bad. So maybe she didn't take it that way, you know?
I was
like,
going to say,
she's been
maybe
saying
she
this whole
didn't take it
time-
very seriously because obviously,
Yeah,
like,
she did say
didn't
that
look
she
her
looked like
best.
Spencer. So I believe it because Audrina always looks amazing.
That's true. So he tells Audrina that Heidi and he went out the night before, and Spencer is like, I thought you guys were friends. And Audrina says that she thought they were too, and she doesn't know what her problem is, and that she tried to confront her, but Heidi won't talk to her. So Spencer's like, does Lauren have an attitude too? And I'm like, oh, first time we're bringing up Lauren's name out of turn. Okay, good. Strike numero uno. Audrina says that Heidi doesn't like her for whatever reasons, that those two are off doing their own thing. And Spencer's like, how does anyone not like you, though?
Ugh.
He's like, that's what I want to know. And so Spencer asks if Lauren and Heidi live together, and Audrina says, yeah, it's 2 against me. And Spencer tells her, I'll be on your team. Sleaze
gross.
and a half.
What is he doing? Yeah, it's
already self-producing. Like the moment he got here, like he didn't even need a season to understand what he was supposed to do as the villain. Like he has arrived,
and like
jumped right in.
Even if this was set up, Spencer knew how this was gonna look, and okay, whatever. He understood the assignment, but he can't be mad that people think he's the villain when he did this stuff on camera for money.
Oh, totally.
Because
He's deciding to do
if
this,
you wouldn't do this in real life, you knew what it was gonna look like, and you knew what was happening, and you went along with it anyway. So you can't be mad now that people think you're an asshole, and technically you still kind of are for even like entertaining it. That's just my opinion, but I don't have beef with Spencer, but like I just think you can't be mad at people.
But he's not mad, is he?
He is. He's like, we weren't the villains. Lauren's the villain.
Oh, like the most recent rewatches.
Yeah. People are so far removed from the show, they like forget a lot of what we saw. And so I think it's easy for him to like say, oh, I just did that for money. I just did that for the camera. But you still, like, again, you have to do the thing for them to be able to film it. You know what I mean? Yep. I mean, they can make a storyline out of nothing, but you still have to give them content. Yes. And you not only gave them content, you enjoyed giving them content. So, I don't know. But then again, Spencer did come from another reality show, so maybe he just already understood the assignment. I don't know.
Totally.
You know?
I feel like he just wanted to be on TV to like make good TV, and to him it meant like creating as much drama as possible, like throwing a wrench in things, being the biggest like villain. And like Lauren didn't want to play like that because that wasn't the show that she signed up for or like, you know, decided to like lead.
No.
So he had a fundamental like disagreement basically with like who she was as a person and how she viewed being on reality TV. Like that's why they clashed so much.
But then you would think like, okay, but he's doing these things, wouldn't it like cause problems in his real life with Heidi? Like he always says that he and Heidi were always fine, but I'm like, I wouldn't.
But Heidi deep down had to be the same person as him.
That's what I was going to say. I feel like behind the scenes, he was probably like, this is why I'm doing this or saying this. And she's like, okay, sounds good. Like, we're going to get famous from this, you know?
Yeah.
She always wanted to move to LA, like be famous. And she always like played it up and hammed it up for the camera. So like to have a guy who's had more experience and is willing to do more than her.
And he's like telling you how it's going. He's like, listen, you have this like thing. You need to like.
And they kind of succeeded for a really long time.
Yeah.
They were like the biggest assholes in Hollywood. I remember reading this website called The Hollywood Gossip every single day from my Hollywood News, and people would vote him the biggest turkey of the year. And he had it consistently, like year after year. So like they succeeded in what they wanted to do.
I was on Reddit today and somebody was posting like most egregious like paparazzi shots. And one of them was Heidi crying in the middle of LA. No, in the middle of LA, sitting on a sidewalk in a kitchen chair, just sobbing. And like, she's literally like, oh. Like,
oh my gosh.
And I'm like, the fact that they staged their own photo shoots like this is so nuts to me. And people were like eating it up. And I'm like, she's literally in a kitchen chair, like obviously fully dressed up.
Yeah.
And it was like, Heidi cries over her album tanking.
Oh my gosh.
Whatever gets you that dough, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wow.
So funny. So Spencer then does the thing that makes me gag in my mouth and asks Audrina if she likes Mexican food. And she's like, it's my favorite. And he's like, I gotta take you to Don Antonio's. And you're like, oh my God, this is his thing. Like,
I like laughed out loud when he said that. I was like, okay, like we know exactly what you're doing.
Right.
Like, what a joke, man.
So he tells her it's life-changing Mexican food.
Okay, I have to think in some alternate world that if you guys were the same age and you ended up meeting in a club and Spencer came up to you and whispered, do you like Mexican food? I know the best Mexican place. Candace would be out with him having Mexican food.
I'd be like, free dinner.
Yeah.
He just bought me a drink. I'm drunk. He's flirting with me. I look good. I'm feeling it. Tomorrow we're going out for fajitas.
Totally.
Absolutely. I'd be like, I love Mexican food. Do you have any queso on you right now? I'm ready. So Spencer suggests that they go to Don Antonio's tonight and then go to Area.
Who wants to go to Mexican before you go to a club, by the way?
Oh, yeah, it'd be like so bloated and like
just gassy all night.
Yeah.
And you smell like onion breath all night.
Well, Adrienne would just get like a cheese quesadilla like she did the other time she went out.
Did she?
Yeah.
This is like a kid's meal.
So Audrina's like, I'm still gonna go. I'm not gonna be afraid. If Heidi doesn't want to be friends, that's fine, but I'm still gonna go and have fun. And I'm like, okay, go girl.
Yeah, you go, girl.
So then we're at Area, which is like the funniest name for a club.
It is.
Especially if you're from like the Bay Area, it just like is funny.
It's just the area.
Yeah, it's that area. So we see the red carpet with lots of celebrities, and I didn't recognize any of them except for Dave Navarro.
I didn't even notice him.
Yeah, he was like in one of the shots, and I was like, oh, that's Dave Navarro, like back when he didn't look like he was on 90 drugs.
Well, and
he just got married actually recently, and he looks interesting. But anyway,
like now or back then?
Now.
Who'd he marry?
I don't know, some model.
Still
I
on
saw
that
it on
train.
Instagram. Yeah, I was like, oh, okay. Do you guys remember Dave Navarro and Carmen Electra's MTV show?
Yes.
Yeah, I watched that. I
did not. That was too trashy for me at the
time. I was always the one. I liked that one, and I liked the Barkers when Travis and Shannon Moakler had their
I didn't watch
show.
that one.
I liked that one, yeah. And Viva La Bam.
Oh,
with
yeah.
Bam Margera.
Bam Margera.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
I liked those. But wow. Really was an era.
I love seeing everyone, by the way, on the red carpet in jeans. like going to the
Oh,
club.
so refreshing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, can we bring that back? Like that was
Seriously.
comfortable.
Yeah.
I hate jeans. Leggings all day,
What?
every day. All
Oh my
day,
God.
every day. It's like wearing pajamas. It's amazing.
It's so tight.
Leggings?
Yeah.
Oh my
I
God,
actually got
stop.
off the legging train for like a couple years and I just started wearing them again. But yeah, I just found them so tight. And then if you don't shave your legs, it like really, really tugs at your hair. Like I hope you guys listening to the pod know what I mean.
You guys, I live in leggings. Like, I'm not kidding. I have 2 pairs of jeans, and like, if I'm wearing jeans, it's a special damn occasion. Like, I live in leggings.
Okay, but do you shave your legs?
I mean, not every, like,
Not every day.
But like,
But do they get long enough where the freaking legging like tugs on your hairs?
that doesn't
That's
happen
the
to me.
worst.
What kind of
I've
leggings are
never
you
had that
wearing?
happen. Yeah. I was going to say, what brand are you using that does that? Yeah.
I don't know, but that's why
That's
I
so
stopped wearing
funny.
leggings. I'm like, damn, this is so
You
tight
need
on
to
my
get
legs.
Butter Soft from Amazon. They are
Shaving? Sure.
No,
You're talking about
leggings.
leggings?
Shaving cream, yeah.
They're butter soft and they slide against your skin like butter. And they're so comfy and they make your butt look good.
Okay, you gotta link it to me. And then we'll link it for all of you. Just kidding.
You guys want my butter soft Amazon leggings?
Yeah. DM us.
Yeah.
So we see Lauren and Jen Bunny.
Ugh.
The rat
is back.
Yeah.
She has come back to haunt our dreams.
We enjoyed one bunny-free season.
I know.
Yes.
And I wish it lasted longer.
Well,
than
I'm like,
that.
did she just move back to LA or something? Like, why didn't she?
Yeah, why wasn't she in season 1?
Did they have a falling out, we think?
I don't know. And we're like just supposed to know who she is. Like, that's what felt
That's
weird about
true.
this episode. Like,
Yeah.
nobody, like, if you didn't watch Laguna Beach, you have no idea who that bitch is.
No.
You're like, why are we just hanging out with this random girl who has such bad vocal fry?
Absolutely.
But yeah, so Jen Bunny the rat's back. And she's scoping out guys, and she's like, there's a cute guy at 6:00. And Lauren's like, I don't know where that is. And Jen starts to try to explain, but then she confuses herself. And so she's like, 11:00. And she ends up pointing out Brody Jenner. And he is so cute, you guys.
What?
I have always
agree.
thought Brody is so
Oh
cute.
my God.
Okay, me too. And then everybody was always like dissing him, and I'm like, oh God, like
No,
I
I
shouldn't
know.
say that out loud.
You guys, I
So,
think
thank
Brody
you.
Jenner is so cute, and I have always thought he was cute. The first time I ever saw him was on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and if
That was
you
the
are,
first time?
that was the first time I ever saw him.
Wow.
And
Oh.
if you ever have, if you're an OG watcher, you know that he and Frankie Delgado were on an episode and they babysat Kylie and Kendall when they were kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember thinking then, he is cute. And so when I started watching The Hills and Brody popped up, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That's a Kardashian brother.
I definitely watched The Hills before. I just remember that coming before Keeping Up with the Kardashians. And I like thought he was cute, but like I thought him and Lauren had insane chemistry. Like that's what I thought was cute.
Yeah.
Not so much Brody himself. He's
Yeah.
cute, but
I don't
much of a
know
player.
if that show aired before The Hill. I'm not sure, but I know that's where I first saw him, like, for the first time, because I remember,
Interesting.
yeah. And later I went back and was like, that's Frankie. Like, you know what I mean? But, like, if you've never seen that episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, I suggest you watch it because Kylie and Kendall were crazy when they were younger, and it is actually so funny.
It's a funny episode.
Kylie's
yeah.
like running around saying she's Girls Gone Wild, and Brody's like, these girls are nuts. Like, it's
Frank's like, get the camera, get the camera.
It's so funny. Like, just knowing, like, Brody and Frankie, and then, like, the crazy, like, Kardashian, like, it is so funny. But it's always shocking to me that, like, he's related to the Kardashians. But he was actually only ever on one episode in the early days because he had a contract with the Hills after that. And so he couldn't be on both shows.
Okay.
Which is why we only see him after the Hill stops airing back on Kardashian.
Makes sense.
So then we see Spencer and Audrina walking past the red carpet, and Spencer comes up and hugs Heidi, who is working, and Heidi is clearly upset that he's with Audrina, but Heidi then tells her coworker Kristen, like, why would she show up here with him? Doesn't she have her own friends? And Kristen tells her that she's obviously doing it to get a rise out of you. And let me tell you something, girl. Sometimes girls worse than guys, which I actually agree with. Girls can be vicious. But I don't think Audrina's doing anything wrong.
Well,
okay, I know. It is. She probably shouldn't be hanging out with Spencer, but Spencer was definitely the one, like, playing the both of them, or, like, setting this beef up between them. But for Heidi's coworker, who I feel like is older than Heidi, she looks older.
Yeah.
I'm like, girl, can you give her good advice instead of, like, hitting her against Audrina, who clearly the coworker should be able to see that, like, Spencer's the one doing this shit.
Right,
you know?
but, like, Heidi's mad and she's just trying to be a friend, gassing her up.
Don't. She's being a bad friend. Tell her the truth.
I would. I'd be like, fuck that bitch. I'm a writer.
Oh my God.
I'm a ride or die. If you're mad, I'm mad. I'll be mad enough for the both of us. Like, it's fine.
Wait, but will you ever tell her the truth?
If we come to that conclusion on our own, I'm like, yeah, girl, that was a little cray-cray. No, I honestly, like, I'll ride or die for you. I will be mad enough for the both of us. I will be mad so you can be humble. Whatever you need, I'm there for you.
But at the right person, dude.
I'll be mad at everybody, okay? Everybody for you. I'm mad at Spencer. I'm mad at Audrina. I'm mad at the club for letting her in. I'm like, I'm mad at everybody.
That's a good friend.
Exactly. So back inside, Spencer tells Audrina, Heidi does not like our friendship. I didn't know she actually, like, was openly hating you. Which, like, okay. But you still brought me here and you knew she didn't like me. So Heidi goes inside and finds Lauren, and she's like, Audrina came with Spencer. And Lauren is just, like, loving this drama that she's not a part of. So back to Spencer, who is hiding from Heidi. And then Jen Bunny tells Lauren, that is so rude. And Lauren agrees. And Jen Bunny's like, poor Heidi, that's bad. She has balls, dude. She has balls.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, Jen, pipe down. Go fire more maids or something. So Heidi goes to talk to Spencer, who is like, I swear on my mother's life, I didn't come up here with her. So I hope Spencer's mother is still alive. Because that was a straight up lie.
Big fat lie.
Heidi says that it's none of her business, and Spencer's like, well, you asked me, why would you come up with Audrina? And Spencer, again, swears on his mother's life, this poor woman, and Heidi says, I just don't know why she's here. I hate her. And Spencer's like, why do you hate her? And then there's a cut to Jen and Lauren, who are loving watching this drama. They're like, oh my God,
yes.
Here she goes. Here she comes. Here she is. Like, they're just loving it. And
They're
I'm
in
like,
the perfect spot,
yes. And I'm like, first of
Yeah.
all, that is me. I love drama when I'm not in it. And I can just watch from the outside. Like, that is the best feeling. You're like, I am out of it. No one's mad at me. I am good. But this is tea. Heidi tells Spencer, just go dance with her. And then Audrina comes over and hugs Spencer right in front of Heidi. And then Heidi goes back over to Jen and Lauren and says, my life sucks right now. Jen Bunny asks what Spencer said to Heidi. And Heidi says, I didn't even come up with her. She walked up with us. I don't even know who she is, blah, blah, blah. And then back to Spencer and Audrina. And Audrina says, I'm trying to be the bigger person and ask her what's wrong, but I don't even care anymore. I give up. I'm done. And you can tell Audrina's like wasted. And Spencer tells her that she's too sweet to be all stressed out. Gonna vomit. And then starts giving her a massage. A massage!
I know.
Yeah, that was nasty.
Like,
Please
Heidi,
don't touch me.
can you see this? Like, can you see what's going on? Come on, girl.
And Audrina's like, let's go dance, because she's obviously wasted, and takes him to the dance floor. And then back outside, Heidi is telling her coworker, why would she come here with the guy I've been hooking up with? I would never disrespect someone like that. And Kristen tells her, because you're a good girl. And Heidi says, and then she's playing around like, I'm a nice girl. No, you're not. You're a mean, conniving bitch.
Gosh.
And Kristen tells her that girls like that are not worth it.
Man.
I'm like, okay, I love the, like, I would never disrespect another girl like that. Like, yes, but there's always a man involved in this. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I, too, you know, you gotta have respect for your girls. There's a girl code. I get it. But, like, two can play that game. Mm-hmm. So that bothered me. But, you know, whatever. Back at Bolt House the next day, Elodie asks Heidi how her boy situation is. And Heidi tells her that it's non-existent. And Elodie's like, oh my God, what happened? And Heidi tells her that Spencer showed up with Audrina at Area. And Elodie's like, oh my God, were you guys in a full-on relationship? Because everything Elodie says is like just digging for tea.
I know.
And
she's so into it.
Heidi tells her that, well, they were going to be. And Elodie asks her, were you falling for him? Like, she's so shady. And Heidi's like, yeah, I was. And Elodie's like, oh, that sucks. And then Heidi's like, I think I'm going to go home because I don't feel good. And apparently at Bolt House, you can just decide you're going home at any time during the day and just leave.
She's a manager now, you know. She got promoted to I don't know what job, so she's like, bye.
So Elodie asks her why she's leaving, and she says that she's been really dizzy and nauseous the last couple of days.
Interesting choice of words. Dizzy and nauseous.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So then we're at Epic, and Audrina is telling her side of the story to her coworker, and she's like, I don't like Spencer, and I have no interest in any of Heidi's guys. And the coworker clarifies, but he likes you, but Heidi likes him. And Audrina's like, listen to this. He got back with Heidi, supposedly. And she says she asked him if he was back with her, and Spencer said, well, not tonight.
Ew. Yeah.
So Audrina says that's so piggish, and so it's a huge ordeal. And then Audrina says that Heidi should just get over it.
Ugh. Dude, this is actually, so Kiara, like the coworker at Epic is Kiara, and she stays on for quite a few seasons, I think, if I remember correctly. But she was such a beautiful person on camera, and it was always funny because they found like a brunette for Audrina to like be friends with, I thought. And they kind of look similar-esque. Maybe it's just the hair color, but like I was like, I forgot how beautiful Kiara is. Like,
she
I'm
definitely
so excited to see her.
Looks like a cool girl who would work at Epic.
Totally.
Like, I look at her and I'm like, yeah, she looks cool.
You know how Audrina calls Spencer piggish? So it's like, she knows. Like, she can see through how sleazy Spencer is from the beginning. She, like, entertains him and goes to the club, probably because he buys her drinks.
But she's not stupid.
You know, gets her a ride. Exactly. But she sees right through it. And she's just, like, waiting for Heidi to wake up, I feel like.
The part that kills me is that Heidi does see it at first. She's like, we're done. But then, you know what I mean?
But was that real? Now I'm like, oh, was this, like, all of this real? I don't know.
All I know is this next scene was the most not real thing I have ever seen in my life.
Oh my gosh, I know.
So we see Heidi walk into a convenience store and buy a pregnancy test. She goes back to the villas. She says hi to Lauren, who's doing laundry, and then disappears upstairs. She opens the box and closes the door we assume, to take the test. And all the while, the saddest version of Girls Just Want to Have Fun plays over shots of LA.
By a male singer.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
who pieced the scene together? Who forced her to go buy a pregnancy test?
I know.
And I mean, at least they're not making her take it on camera.
That would have been too far, man.
No,
Yeah.
these things are so funny. There's this book that I read a long time ago, and it's called Teen Mom Confidential. And it had all of the tea from Teen Mom and like all of the producer tea and like random cameraman interviews. And like, first of all, if you're a Teen Mom fan, it's a great read. Second of all, there was a interview in there from Leah or about Leah. I can't remember if it was her or if it was like just about her, but like MTV would pay her to like go to Target and look at pregnancy tests and buy one so that the paparazzis could take pictures of her doing that.
Wow.
What do you mean pay her?
They would give her money and say, we will give you this money if you go get this pregnancy test, even though you don't need it.
I've heard of shows doing stuff like that. It's just how like on 600-Pound Life, they say if you do like the shower scene, we'll give you an extra $1,000
because they want people talking about the show.
What?
And so the other thing that was interesting about Leah in specifics is that they bribed her for a lot of things, but multiple times with the pregnancy test. And one of the times they bribed her with filling up an entire cart at Target with anything she wanted.
What?
And when you're poor, like Leah was at the time, with baby twins at home, loading up a cart at Target is like, I will do anything for a loaded Target cart.
Oh my
Even
gosh.
now.
I know.
I would do that.
Yeah,
So
you're
she
like, when
said-
you're poor like Leah, I'm like, hello, we would,
Yeah.
me.
I know.
Yeah.
And Target is like not cheap. So
No.
she furnished her
You
entire
can get
house.
good stuff in
She
there.
said she furnished her entire house with that.
Wow.
And
Good for her.
all she had to do was buy a pregnancy test and get her picture taken.
Doesn't seem like
That's
that
amazing.
big of a
Yeah.
deal.
Right?
I would do
So
it, yeah.
back then when you were seeing all these teen moms on the tabloids and this one's pregnant, this one's this. Oh, no. Not only were they not pregnant, they were also getting their houses entirely furnished.
Mm-hmm.
So
Wow.
play the game, sis.
Deal.
So anyway, I can totally see the producers being like, listen, we need a story. We need you to pretend like you think you're pregnant. And we need you to go film this scene with Elodie. And then we need you to go buy a pregnancy test. And we're going to make it look like you thought you were pregnant.
I wonder if it was the producers, because in season 1, like, it just wasn't that kind of show. That
No.
I believe that it's like Spencer being like, Heidi, you know what would be a great scene? Do the pregnancy test. And then like fed that to her to like
Do you
bring it to
think?
the producers. Yeah, because it's such a departure from like the kind of drama that they had in season 1. Like they would never play around with like a pregnancy test.
So that was the end of the episode. Again, I think we're getting into fake territory here.
Mhm.
And I'm kind of like, I don't know, I'm scared.
I know. It's also such a stark difference. I feel like coming from Laguna, which is all like high school kids, season 1 of The Hills was also really tame. That when we
Yeah.
got this like pregnancy test, I was like, dude, what show are we on? I'm like,
Yeah.
what? Like they're that grown up to like be doing this?
You
But
guys, but I thought it was real.
Yes.
I thought she was pregnant.
you mean back then?
Yeah.
Like back in the day. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I did too back then, probably, yeah.
Like now it's so painfully obvious. But like
Yeah.
back then I was like, oh my God, Heidi's pregnant.
And she's like this. She's like,
I know.
like just sighing everywhere.
But I'm
good.
wondering if Lauren like knew what was happening because she's like, hi. And Heidi's like, hi. And like, she just kind of like,
It didn't seem
yeah,
like
she's
it.
like, are you
Yeah.
okay? Like,
Yeah.
Dude, also she runs upstairs.
Yeah.
And I don't know how the angle of the season 1 like apartment was, but like we never saw an upstairs.
Mm-mm.
So
No,
I was
we
like,
never saw it.
where did this room come from? I know you said in your like special features that you did see like a bathroom or bedroom
Mm-hmm.
upstairs, but like we never saw those set of stairs in season 1 at all.
No.
I wonder if Heidi moved her room to the upstairs bedroom, like over
Maybe.
the summer or something, because she wasn't in that bedroom before.
No.
She was in the one
We'll have to
next
pay
to the living room.
attention
Yeah.
if she keeps going up those stairs or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you guys have a favorite outfit this episode?
Yes. We didn't even talk about it, but in the Teen Vogue closet, Whitney had a beautiful like one shoulder top on, so I really
knew
liked
you were
that.
gonna say that. I hated it.
And then when Heidi was at work or like going to get her pregnancy test, she had on a really pretty white top, very reminiscent of like her getting the Bolt House job in season 1.
It was like knitted,
Yeah.
which was
Yes.
cute. Yeah.
So I thought that was really cute.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What about you guys?
I liked Heidi's outfit on her date with Spencer. It was like a black tank top, but it made her boobs look really nice. And she just looked really hot. I was like, impressed.
I did hate the houndstooth jacket though.
I don't remember that.
She was wearing
Was
a
that on her date?
houndstooth jacket.
Oh, yeah. But then
and
she
I
took it off.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
when she took it off, that's when I was like, oh, dang.
hated the jacket. The outfit was fine. I just said Lauren's breakup / work outfit because she wore that outfit to work right after. But I thought she looked really good in that scene. Very chic.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. I love Lauren.
Lauren everything.
Moment? Favorite moment?
Probably how hot Jason was at that last stare of him. So we'll
Get
never
your
see
feel.
him again.
I know,
Actually,
get
that's
your
not
feel.
true.
Oh my
We will
gosh.
see
No,
him again.
we do
We
see him again. Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
I
but
know.
still, hot
Yeah.
Jason.
Yeah.
That last look.
My favorite moment was when Heidi told Lauren the best part of Jason was you. That just was
good
so...
one.
Oh my gosh. What a good friend. Yeah.
Yeah, I had just probably Lauren breaking down over her breakup with Heidi. It was just a sweet friend moment, and it, same. It just felt like the most real part of the episode, and it was just, I don't know, it was a raw moment. I mean, it's not my favorite because it wasn't like the happiest, but it was just a nice scene. Like it was just real.
I know, isn't that funny? Lauren's scenes are like real in this episode, and like all of Heidi's are
Fake.
Yeah.
Pretty fake, yeah.
Although, I don't know, I do think maybe they weren't fighting over Spencer, but I do think Audrina and Heidi had some beef.
But over what? Like, it's got to be over Spencer.
I don't know.
Like, I think he really did play the both of them.
I think he said that he didn't, but I don't know. I don't pay attention.
I don't know if we can believe
You
him.
mean in the show or outside?
No, outside. I think he said that,
Oh,
like...
I think he lies about stuff like that.
Yeah, make himself look good.
Yeah. How can he say that he's not hanging out with Audrina and then he takes her out to Pinkberry and gets her roses? Come on.
I know.
And takes her to Don Antonio's the night after he takes Heidi out.
What's crazy to me is that most of these cast members have kids now.
Mm-hmm.
And can you imagine watching this show and your parent is on it? Like your dad
Like
or your dad or your mom is on camera like, you know what you did. Like that would be insane. What did I do, Lauren? Sorry. We're not there yet. We're not there.
Spencer and Heidi's kids hopefully will grow up to be like, my mama and daddy were the pioneer of reality TV,
Oh my
okay?
gosh.
Well, listen, it's so crazy because we grew up in this crazy era of reality TV now. But all of these, like, it's been so long that the teen mom kids are 16.
Yeah.
That is
Like,
insane to me.
That is, the babies are 16.
I know.
Yeah.
Like, which is just absolute. They can talk
I
and like
know.
have their own opinions and like speak on the show, and it trips me out every time whenever like Bentley's like, yeah, my dad Ryan and I, like, I'm like, oh my god, and, like I remember when you were like peeing in for the first time.
That is so weird.
Like,
Yeah.
Bentley, say bye. Bye. His little southern accent when he was 2 years old, like, stop. It's crazy to me. So like when I think of it in terms of that, I'm kind of like, wow. And like Lauren has 2 kids, Heidi and Spencer have 2 kids, Audrina has a daughter, Brody has a kid. It's just insane. Anyways, that's it for today, everybody. That was the first episode of Millennial TeaV season 5? Are we on 5?
Our season 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was the first
Yeah.
episode of Millennial TeaV season 5, which is
Wow.
crazy. Crazy
Yeah.
cuckoo bananas. I am so excited that we're here, and I'm so excited for season 2, and I hope that you come back next week and listen to Adrienne recap The Hills season 2, episode 2.
Bye.
Goodbye for now.